Welcome to Elizabeth's Cozy Kitchen. I had the request that someone say I remake the truffle video because I did it kind of rushed. So I wanted to explain in depth about how I make my raw hazelnut truffles and also where I get my ingredients because I haven't been including that. So first thing is I melted some raw cocoa butter. You can do it on the stove, or this particular time I put it in a glass jar and just threw it in the oven because I was baking something else in the oven anyway that wasn't going to make my cocoa butter smell weird. So all I did was melt it, and I don't completely melt it because just so that I don't want to heat it up too much. I don't want to like ruin the rawness of the cocoa, but the rawness of it. If you have cocoa butter, you have maple syrup. I always get organic maple syrup. They have been known to add things to maple syrup to get them to come out of the tree faster. That's not so good for us. And then they say, well, we don't have to label it because it's cooked off when we make the thin down the maple syrup. And I don't want anything added to my maple syrup that causes cancer. I don't care how much it cooks off. So I always get organic maple syrup, and we're going to use 1 cup of that. And you can get this anywhere. I mean, everyone knows where to get the maple syrup. I use pure vanilla extracts, not the artificial one. I use pink Himalayan salt, and then raw cacao butter. So I buy my cacao butter, cacao powder. I buy my cacao powder and my cacao butter from the internet. I buy it on Amazon. So these both come from the cacao bean, which I can actually show you because I have my cacao beans right here. This is what a cacao bean looks like. It comes in a pod, so it's a fruit. So when you're eating chocolate, you're eating fruit. Kinda. Peel these and you'll see that dark chocolate layer. And these are very bitter. But this is what the cacao beans look like. Now, if you are not 100% raw and you want to modify this recipe, you can just use regular baking cocoa. I would probably recommend Dutch, organic if you can. And you can substitute coconut oil for the cocoa butter. If it's going to make it thinner, you're not going to be able to leave them out at room temperature, but you can use coconut oil if you want. You can't get the cacao butter. And also then hazelnuts. These are hazelnuts that this is way too many. I did not need to. I put these in the food processor. This will last me probably 3 batches. This is for rolling the truffles in when we're done. And then I've made hazelnut butter, which is I use this blender cup thing to make my hazelnut butter. I can actually grind it up finer than this when I make it, but I'm going to throw it in the blender and it gets smooth. So normally when I just make hazelnut butter, I run it through the machine twice, and this gets nice and hot. If you do not have hazelnut butter, you don't have a thing to make your own hazelnut butter, you can substitute almond butter, and you can substitute, almonds in your food processor. So we'll put in the liquids first because it just helps the machine blend a little bit better. This is 1 cup of maple syrup. As you can imagine, based on the expensiveness of the ingredients, this is not a cheap recipe to make. And as with all raw desserts, it's still a dessert, and it's not something you should have. Spilled. And then I can go ahead and measure out. So that was 1 cup of cacao butter, 1 cup of maple syrup. It's a really easy recipe, right? 1 cup of 1 cup of everything almost. So 1 cup of cacao butter, 1 cup of maple syrup, and now we're doing 1 cup of the hazelnut butter. I'm going to put that in. So when you blend it longer, it extracts more of the oils out, and that's what gives it a creamier texture. And then you have a pinch of salt. That's a little bit more of it than a pinch. The drawer just got stuck on my shirt. This is my I'm pretending I'm a forest fairy shirt. About a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And those are all the ingredients. That's it. So you're going to put on your lid and then blend. It's totally not all the ingredients. I even noticed it when it wasn't chocolate. So you have this then when it comes out. It's smooth. I'll just give me a spoon. I'm just eating it. So what I like to do at this point is I like to transfer it to a bowl, which I'll get out a bowl. Because right now it's liquid. Because of the cacao butter, it makes it liquid. So I transfer it to a bowl and I'm going to put it in the fridge because right now it's much too liquid. It's almost like a pudding. Oh my god, this is so good. I'm not going to be able to roll it into a ball like this. It's going to be too messy. I'm going to try to so you guys can see what you're supposed to do, but you're not going to be able to see the finished product in this video because I need this to cool, and I'll probably roll them into a ball tonight when I get home. It doesn't need to be a whole day, just enough so they're firm enough so that you can roll them. But you don't want them so firm that they're actually, sometimes they become too firm and then they're hard to roll. So, this is always fun, me pretending to roll a ball of something that cannot be a ball. So I have this little scooper, and I take it out, and this would be firm if it had cooled. And then you put it into your hand, and then you roll it into a ball, and then I'm just going to sprinkle this on top. And then you roll it in this, so that makes it so it's not sticky. And so pretend this is a beautiful chocolate truffle ball, but it's not. And I'm gonna eat it with a spoon. Yeah, I know this is one of Brandon's favorites. Come here, Brandon, have a taste.
Very good.
Well, I'm gonna eat my truffle out of my hand. You'll allow this to cool, and then you can roll it into a ball, and then roll it in your hazelnuts. It makes around 20 if you only use maybe, like a tablespoon and a half, whatever the serving size of the spoon is. It usually makes me around 20, so kind of keep that in mind. So have a great day. Enjoy your chocolate truffles and manja. See you next time.